What's going on? It's Travis Moody here with yet another G.I. Joe Classified Series review. And the G.I. Joe Day celebration continues. Yes, yesterday, February 1st, was the 60th anniversary of G.I. Joe, originating in 1964 as the original action figure to honor the military. So today we got the G.I. Joe Classified 60th anniversary action sailor Recon diver. We're going to dig into it. And we don't even have to wait 60 years or even 60 days or maybe even 90 days on this one, as Amazon drops the bomb early with the shocking drop of a classified fig. So let's dig right on in. First thing we'll do, dig in, or should I say dive into the packaging. We get the 60th anniversary there, 64 to 24. Nice looking artwork there, very cool. Loving the shades of turquoise and blue and the beaming lighting there. Of course, we have that G.I. Schmo QR code. It's probably not going to do a whole lot, but you could do me that favor. Nice resemblance of the fig there with the art and a little grayscale. And then we get the full panel there with the art. Really digging that. That looks nice. Then on the back, just kind of showing you the accessories that are highlighted on this fig. And then we have the different look for the Recon diver. And now it's the USS flag in the background. Just kidding. I wanted like lots of angry comments. And then the 60th anniversary logo there, and as well as the Joe Star and all that other legalese type things. But yeah, real cool packaging. Love it. Obviously, windows are back, so we're real thrilled about that. All right, so the first thing we want to do is take a look at the Recon diver and imagine he is a classified reimagining of the OG action sailor. As you can see, some of these pics from back in the Disney. There was also a anniversary remake of the OG action sailor. But taking a look at this one, he reminds me sort of Commando Snake Eyes, with those greens on the web gear, the secondary, all the harnesses, all that stuff, really popping on the grays and black silhouette. It's like a very grayish black once you get it in hand. It's not quite as dark, and I'm referring to his uniform, of course. And then there's also the other portrait. And if you're wondering, yeah, I grabbed a few of these bad boys, but for this review, I just got one from Amazon. But BBTS and Entertainment Earth had a little whoopsie-doo and getting a couple of those for 25 bones. But for the sake of this review, we got a full-priced item. The gear pops on him on the silhouette. A lot of subtleness to all the coloring. So they did a wonderful job there, and it comes equipped right with his stuff, and we'll take a look at him without it. This diver, a nice realistic yet vibrant flair to him, you know, so these are just super fun. See how, notice all the little ridges on the vest there in detail. Comes with all these little packs, little harnesses, pouches and whatnot. Give you a better look at the profile. So of course this is on the torpedo buck, and we'll do some comparisons towards the end. And just to show you that Commando Snake Eyes, when we got this in hand, we were like, oh man, that's like, those are dark greens. Here is clearly green. So OD green, while this is more of a forest, kind of a aqua color going on there. But it just kind of reminds me of that. Nice little subtleness. Not as subtle as Snake, of course, but really well done sculpt, and a nice homage to the old lore. So before we run through those accessories, and it's a lot. I mean, I think the idea behind all the accessories was that the original action doll came equipped with lots of loadouts for all those narratives and storytelling you want to do as kids. So we'll take a look at some of the articulation. By now you know what you're getting with classified. It's double elbows. And right off the bat, I was like, all right, this guy's, you know, not too loose, you know, not too stiff or whatever. But then I got to the knees, and oh man, this one's not so bad. But then when I got to this one, It's scary. It's scary. Probably should have put it in hot water, but just want to crank out this review, you know. But yeah, this one is really, here we go. Best thing, and I did it on camera, amazing. That was a pain and really scary. The last thing you want to do is, and then this, just putting it back, really stiff. You might want to oil it a little bit, 5 seconds, but a nice pose there. So we'll run through his gear. Got the Tectonic wristwatch. It's got a nice sonar there. This side doesn't have much, but then we get the hooks for the fins on the back of the vest. And this is the OG vest. Of course, we have the web gear. Yeah, like I said, the pouch is there. And then this one, a little loose, not too bad though. It's for the knife. We've seen these quite a few times. It has that little hook to it. Cutting fish mouths. But yeah, fits right in there. And pop the head off. Put that light preserver on. Give you a good look at that. Some nice detail there, a little hose, little pouches. Just kind of go above there. Look at the detail. They don't mess around. Let's get the little, you know, the tightening buttons there. Pop on this alternate head. It's the oxygen backpack. So the thing about this, it's probably the most polarizing thing of the entire collection is there's the no Cobra emblems. And I'm sure the purists might be up in arms in that, since these are real modern warfare types, you know. So we've got G.I. Joe issued classified grade property, a special forces unit, not for civilian use or resale. So don't try flipping these on Macari, guys. You heard it here first. Hasbro's warning you. So yeah, but otherwise, looks fantastic. I'm okay with that stuff. My universe has dinosaurs and freaking dark troopers. I could care less if these real-time military dudes want to go after Cobra. It's anything goes in my verse, so totally cool with that. All right, so we got dog tags, and as far as I know, and you guys can correct me in the comments below, this is a new mold, because the last character I remember having dog tags was the dog tag collector himself, the legend killer, Major Blood. And it's way different than this one. I really don't remember anybody else who had the dog tag, so I could be way off. Maybe there's 17 characters who do, but not sure. Next up is the submersible. It's this mini vehicle, and it also has a satellite sonar graphic there. And the propellers do spin, but there's no functionality to get it. There's no like little button. You almost see how they do move, sticking the knife in there. But yeah, it's really weird. Maybe someone can come up with a better way. I mean, this obviously pops off, and you can see in there. But I mean, I've tried everything. I've blown into it, and it doesn't move. So I'm not sure. Maybe, you know, a cost prohibitive thing, where it would have been nice to have some kind of like little trigger here that really would spin it. So it's pretty cosmetic at this point. But if anybody has any alternatives or any thoughts on that, any way to add some function, that'd be spectacular. But here's the motorized tank here. And it's funny, it's kind of like when you spin this around, it tightens up a little bit. You get the Joe logo there. So that's how it's going to go. And has all the cautions, so trying to get it as accurate as possible. This actually, this clamp does fit, so you would think this would go here. I got it to fit, but it's very loose, and you can see that that falls off. That's why I was telling you guys that you almost have to like, yeah, it's really weird. Yeah, so this does kind of fit, but I'm sure this the bottom of this is for like the spear gun or something like that. But it does fit on. I don't know. It's kind of would be dragging on the ground. Otherwise, let's see. Maybe I got this all wrong. Not sure. That work? I don't know. I don't think it's gonna be. I don't think it's going to attach to the back. It's pretty big. As you can see in some of the photos right there in the back, he's just got it chilling by the ocean. Next up, we got our rebreather here with the mask. Nice number 24 there. A little bit of oxygen or something like that. One of you scuba Navy dudes will correct me on that. And shout out to my dude, Airborne Customs, Darren Marshall. He pointed this out in an IG post. He grabbed this yesterday, but the problem is this mouthpiece is molded onto the hoses. As you can see, it can't be disconnected at all, just to let you know. And so you can't have them around the neck just chilling. It becomes kind of awkward and you'll get somewhat of a janky movement. But yeah, so shout out to Darren about that. But what's nice is it does have a nice clear lens, as we could see. All right, so we got our vest. That one's it's just kind of like the backpacks, having a little yeah, and I believe, and then yeah, the peg gets a little worn out there, so that becomes somewhat scary and a little issue. Maybe you go a little slow, crank it in. Oh man, not this stuff again. This is why Gridiron's using stickers, but I don't know, it's not just clipping in. It's a problem. It's a problem there. But okay, I got it in. Now that looks really nice. Might be a little bit of some glare there. I can change the sculpts to see if we could see it better, but it's a little easier to see on this Caucasian fella. He's got some blue eyes, really pops. But either way, it looks excellent. In hand, it looks great on both figs, but due to the lighting, you can see a little bit more here. As far as this, see that clip doesn't really, and I'm afraid to, you know, even though I got a couple more on the way, I'm afraid to like break it too much. Yeah, it's kind of sticking out a little bit. Let's see. All right. I mean, the face, the scuba mask kind of pops open a little bit, but not the greatest. This is the, maybe if I were to be this, you know, I'm a super shill for G.I. Joe Classified, but if I was to say they have any sort of weakness, it'd be on some of the functionality. So it isn't the paint, isn't the design, isn't, you know, some of the functionality on some of this stuff isn't executed, you know, and it is mass produced too. You know, if you're only making 100, 200, even 1,000, but when you get into the thousands and thousands of stuff, relying on a factory, it's not always going to be the greatest. You play with it, let's see. Not too bad. Gets it done. Bringing in the Cobra Eel, and the flippers are the same mold. They hook nicely right on the back. A little loose, but not too bad. What I really dug about Torpedo was these fins of flippers. They just really slip on like a nice cozy pair of slippers. But yeah, awesome. They're the same mold. But yeah, they just fit on nicely. They stay on tight enough. You know, no problems at all. Great job. All right, since I got Torpedo here, we'll show some comparisons. You got totally different breather there attached to the mask. So the mask is the same. Obviously, we go clear lens, which is a really, really nice touch. I think they felt the feedback about this one, and a lot of folks were asking for a clear lens. So I'm sure some people will do some repaints, especially if they can grab them for 25 and hook them up. The only thing is it's a lot different. As you see, this connected to the oxygen tank, where this connects through the front web gear. Oh, and also, I didn't have the light preserver on. Once I put it on, this does fit much nicer. So I do apologize for that. But looking at the back, same backpack, just one obviously has the No Cobra logos on there. And it still does have the hose hole. You can probably mix and match if you wanted to with Torpedo. But it almost doesn't make sense that he would, because this one doesn't come off. So, interesting there. With all the accessories you got, maybe could have gotten another hose. But as you can see, everything else is the same. It's 1-to-1. The body, the sculpt, mold. right down to the knife sheath, right down to the sonar radio wristwatch. It's a repaint. That's a nice one. And I was talking about OG Snake Eyes earlier, and he has the same exact ammo pouch. And another accessory the Recon Diver shares with Snake Eyes is the stand, and the one on the right has a little more of a green wash to it. As you can see, it's a brownish green, very dark. On the left is Snake Eyes, the black one. I'm bringing back Torpedo's weapon as well as the Cobra Eel. We have the spear gun, and the one on the bottom is obviously our Recon Diver. So same thing, different paints, and less warpage. Taking a look at that, the only thing is because it's such a soft plastic, like a PVC or something like that, maybe even softer than that, it's so flexible that when you take it out of the plastic packaging, it's going to bend a little bit, but it's in great shape, definitely compared to what we had before, so not hating on it. And then we got Torpedo's SMG at the top, black one, and then we got a green version for our Diver. Got our pistol with suppressor. All right, so the pistol is going to fit there. And this is going to be challenging. I believe that's where the suppressor goes. I don't know if we can squeeze it from underneath. Yeah, we did it. All right. And for some reason, the SMG with the suppressor reminds me of Gridiron's OG-12C suppressed auto shotgun. So, yeah, you know, pretty close. I mean, one's a shotty, one's not. One's a machine gun, but I don't know. Just reminds me of it. Could be way off, right, guys? Then for the diving gauge that we have right here, got some Watchman-like clocks and a silvery ball. There's the back. Not a whole lot going on there, but enough to add some flair. Clips on right here, right on the rebreather. So there you go. This side. There we go. Cool. You can see, attaches to that. Yeah, things are falling off already. So, trying to love the functionality of this, but I'm afraid it's getting into somewhat of tunnel rat territory with all this stuff. Yeah, things are falling off. I mean, it's just the gun, so I'm not too worried about it. But yeah, it doesn't seem like it's, maybe because I was messing with it with the, it's not clipping on that great. Okay. This is going to take a lot of luck with all this stuff. I thought it was pretty much locked in, and then this pistol keeps falling out. Yeah, this is going to be a major issue. The hole isn't deep enough to clip in. Hey now, speaking of clips, this one keeps just popping out. All right. Well, I mean, the Diver is aesthetically pleasing, but you're going to have to do like more of a deep sea dive. It's going to be real hard. You can't really pull the head up because then the whole thing will pop off. Like we have with our Cobra Eel. You'll pull that up, no problem, because it doesn't connect to the torso. Same thing with our guide Torpedo here. Obviously, you just plug that in, but look, see, we don't have that. We can pull it up. Over here, that's about as good as you're going to get, unless you want to cheat it. There's going to be a lot of blue tack going on, a lot of, yeah, so functionality is kind of a bust. Otherwise, it's a fantastic looking figure. You know, but it's going to be hard to get it in a lot of, it's going to be looking down a lot. Let me pull this up. But yeah, a lot going on here. Satchel, like 19. It's very tunnel rat-esque with all the stuff. And I don't know if it's as bad yet when it comes to stuff does seem to want to shift around and move around, but all right. Better than Tunnel Rat. Bottom line, the G.I. Joe Classified 60th Anniversary Action Sailor Recon Diver is a tremendous addition to the Classified line, and you could use this character in any which way you want. Real, modern-day military. You could throw him in facing the Cobras, underneath like the eel, hanging out with Torpedo. You could build a whole army behind Torpedo. Any which way you want. So many accessories. The playability of this character is tremendous. The aesthetic is wonderful. It's a superb repaint with some new additions. Of course, that submersible and the new air breather and the diving gauge and the sonar and everything. And they really did make an excellent choice with some of the reuse on this. Loving the subtle colors. The biggest problem, once again, this seems to plague's a very crazy word. We love classified, but look, it seems to deter some of the stuff, and that's functionality. The functionality of some of these figures, and I keep pointing out Tunnel Rat, when you get a lot of those secondaries on there, and you're making a mass product like this, it's really hard to do. Now, on the shelf, great, but once you start playing with it, stuff's gonna fall off. So just a warning, there's so many different looks, there's different personalities we could show of this character, but I kind of want to save some of that once we get our action soldier and kind of do some comparisons there. But for now, I hope you dug this G.I. Joe Classified series review. And of course, we got to give this bro some whiskeys, right? I'm going to go a strong 4 out of 5 ocean whiskeys. Make that ocean rums for this guy, the Action Sailor Recon Diver. It's an excellent addition. Probably will wind up on a lot of honorable mentions, but as you can see, all the stuff we're getting, especially the figures that were revealed on G.I. Joe Day. I don't see this being in many top 10s unless someone maybe is a Navy SEAL or part of the military themselves and really digs it. Actually, those guys are going to hate this the most. Who am I fooling? Anyway, look, it's Travis Moody. Hope you had a good time with the review, and we'll see you in the toy aisle. Please like and subscribe if you're new to the channel, and like the video if you dug this review, and check us out every Wednesday, 7 p.m. Pacific Time, 10 p.m. Eastern, for new episodes of A Toy Kind of Mood and reviews and short content and everything else coming at you. Till then, we'll see you later. Peace.